Hoi! So today I'm starting with the main loop of the Juliana trail around the Julian Alps, and it starts with the 17-kilometer stretch to Kobarid. It's about 4 hours. It's supposed to be very easy along the banks of the Sochi river with occasional road walking, which apparently cannot be avoided. I'm feeling exceedingly lazy. It's 9 o'clock. I woke up at 5, did some editing, and then went back to sleep because I was still feeling a bit tired. I had a decent breakfast, but now I'm feeling absolutely stuffed. So I'm feeling really lazy. In Kobarid there's a side trip I could do to a waterfall and another gorge, but I think I might skip those. And if Kobarid has a bathing area in the river, I'm certainly going to take advantage of that. But for now, let's get there first. Let's hike! Trail passes by a campsite, and there was a sanitary block with a couple of sinks and people doing the dishes. There was one tap free, and guess what I did? Much to the amusement of the people doing their dishes. I haven't seen the river at all yet, but this rapid sounded too tempting to ignore, so I just descended a little bit to the river, and now I'm kind of regretting my choice because it's so tempting. But I'm not even 5 kilometers in. Maybe once I'm halfway and there's an opportunity, I'll take a long break and go for a swim, but it's still too early yet. Time for a break and a snack, and I'm using this bus stop because it's the only place with shade. I'm glad they're not made out of glass like so many others, because this is wonderfully cool. Just lamenting how far from the river the trail has gone, because I could really do with a swim right now. And then I spotted this cemetery, which as usual has a tap, and not only did I soak my hair, also took my shirt off and soaked it completely wet, so it should keep me nice and cool for the next half hour or so. So this was the location of a former World War I war cemetery. And it was abandoned in 1937 when all the Italian remains were relocated to Kobarid, to the charnel house. Heavenly shade for a few meters. forest section is an absolute godsend with this heat. And I'm also admiring these little stone walls. I have a suspicion that they may be centuries old. So I'm wondering if it's culturally protected like the walls in England or not, but it's certainly gorgeous. So I think we're approaching the village of Smas now, then going to Ladra, and then we're getting quite close to the river, even before Kobarid. So I'm thinking it's time for a swim. Only 3 more kilometers, but I saw this bus stop and I could not resist. Time for a break and a snack. And yes, I am drinking some electrolytes, even though I still hate the taste of them. There are a lot of Slovenian flags out today, because today is a national holiday in Slovenia. It's called Statehood Day. On this day in 1991, Slovenia declared its independence from Yugoslavia. It's not Independence Day, I think that's one in December, but certainly the urge for independence and declaring independence is something to be celebrated for sure, and freedom is to be treasured and celebrated as well, as we do in the Netherlands. Over 80 years after the fact, we still celebrate our freedom, so it's only fitting that Slovenia does so as well, and I'm certainly cheering on them on. Well, it was a lovely day, but it didn't go entirely as planned. The map showed Kobarid was quite close to the river distance-wise, and that is correct, but it didn't show the elevation. Kobarid is way higher than the river, so there's nowhere to swim. So what I did is I waited in a cafe so I could drop off my backpack at the hostel, because walking back 2 kilometers to a swimming hole was not ideal. So at 4 o'clock I could check in, drop my backpack off, and then I walked back to a swimming hole. So if you want to swim, do so before you reach Kobarid. Before you cross the river, there are actually a few swimming holes, I think. I saw a big parking lot on the left-hand side next to the road. So I'm assuming there's a nice swimming hole there. But also just before you reach the bridge, there's a hole in the wall, a gap in the wall. And there's a stony path down to the river. But once you reach the river, There's a lovely inlet without any current and a nice sandy beach, so no need for sandals. So that was ideal, and I spent about an hour and a half in the river, I think. And it was the end of a lovely day. But now I have to dry out. I want to try and find a restaurant with some Slovenian food, but I'm not sure they are granting me entry looking like this as a drowned cat. So I'm waiting for my clothes to dry, and then I'm going to try and find a restaurant that is open, despite it being a national holiday. Tomorrow is another long day, 21 kilometers, I think, 7 hours, and it's going to be hot again. So I'll try to start very, very early. See you tomorrow.